Hello, welcome to the Nautilus Project podcast. This is a series of talks that we're bringing you in collaboration with the Nautilus Project to find out everything there is to know about what they are doing and how right here in Gibraltar. I'm very happy to be joined by co-founder of the Nautilus Project, Luis Tañeto, who's just going to explain a little bit more about what you can expect in these podcasts. Thanks for joining me, Luis. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Thanks for having me, Michelle. As a marine conservation NGO based in Gibraltar, the Nautilus Project does a lot of work educating and also researching a lot of the climate issues that affect us and how they affect the marine environment. And the purpose of the podcast is really to connect with experts around the world who specialize in very key areas to do with climate change and conservation, to allow them to explain why the work that they do is so important in maintaining our oceans.
Well, I'm really excited to get going with this. Thank you guys for watching and for listening on all the podcast platforms. We're also going to be coming at you via the Nautilus Project podcast on YouTube and on the Sofa with Rouge on YouTube too. So stay tuned. We're going to be telling you a lot more, everything you need to know. So good afternoon and welcome to another episode of the Nautilus Project podcast. Today, I'm delighted to have Dr. Severine Methion. She's a research scientist from the Bottlenose Dolphin Research Institute in Pontevedra, Galicia. Welcome, Severine. How lovely to see you.
Hi, hello. How are you? I'm good, thanks. Thank you for having me on this podcast. I'm happy to talk with you today.
I want to hear all about it because we actually have, I think, 1 or 2 bottlenose dolphins in our waters as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have mostly common dolphins, but I know there is one that we've had for a long time who always appears when the boats take lots of tourists out.
Mm-hmm.
So let me start by asking you, what is your fascination with dolphins and marine ecology?
Right. So, well, since I was very little, I was very fascinated by the ocean in general, and then by the life that live within the ocean. So obviously, I always loved dolphins and whales, and for me, it was like an evidence I was gonna go go on and do research on these beautiful animals, and so that's why I'm dedicating my life really much right now studying these animals. And
yeah, where are you from? You're French.
I'm French, yes, I'm French. So I studied in France, I studied in the UK, in Australia, and I'm working in Spain.
Okay, you're in Pontevedra, in Galicia, on the coast. Beautiful, beautiful area.
Beautiful area.
So you've worked in many places, like you've just said, Australia, Spain, Abu Dhabi. How have those environments shaped your perspective as a scientist?
So it's always very important to travel and to see different places and different environments. I always like to go to study in different environments to see the conditions of the environment and to check how the animals are doing and what kind of species we can find there and what kind of impact or threat they are facing. So, for example, I study bottlenose dolphins in different parts of the world, as you're saying, in Spain, in the Atlantic Ocean, but also in the Persian Gulf, in Abu Dhabi, or in Australia. And it's true that even though they might be the same species or not, because they are Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphins and also the common bottlenose dolphin, but they face different threats. They live in very different ecosystems. And it's very important, really, as a scientist, to be aware of the different environments in which you can find them, in order to study them properly.
Okay, and tell me, what is one of the most surprising things that you've discovered about dolphins?
Surprising. Well, actually, everybody think that dolphins are beautiful animals that are super nice and everything. But dolphins are just like humans. They can be bad as well, and I think many people don't think that about dolphins.
Really? They're very clever animals, aren't they?
They are very clever, and for me, one of the thing I witnessed as a scientist, which was very hard to see, was, for example, when some male bottlenose dolphin decide to kill a newborn dolphin to be able to mate with the mother. this is very difficult to witness.
Wow.
But yeah, bottlenose dolphin do that. And for example, there are not many people that are aware about that, but there are
Wow.
infanticide that happen in many different
Is,
species, and it happens in
is that
dolphins.
like quite common behavior?
Yeah, unfortunately it is.
Gosh. Well, is that one of the things that has surprised you the most about them?
I mean, when I saw it for the first time, it really impacts a lot because I had read a lot about these animals. I knew this could happen, but of course, it's very
Yeah, when you
impactful
watch it, it's
in real life.
it's it's horrible. What is one of the biggest threats that dolphins face today? I mean, and maybe you can explain, like in the different areas that you've studied them in,
Mhm.
if there's with different impacts on them.
Yeah. So I think, well, we are the biggest threat to dolphins. We are the biggest threat to the environment in general and to wildlife in general. Depending on where the animals are, there are different threats that can be fisheries, they can be climate change, and so difference in like changes in water temperature or pollution in the environment. So it really depends on where the animals live, but I would say that humans in general are the biggest threat to these animals.
Interesting. What can we do? I mean, now that you've said that we're the cause, mostly the cause, what can we do as a people to help protect the marine ecosystems and just not to annoy them so much, maybe?
Yeah, well, it's very difficult to say because as us as individuals, we can try to not pollute as much and not throw plastic at sea, not consume toxic products and all these things that in the end everything goes at sea. But then it's mostly governments that have to take decisions, and sometimes governments like to say a lot of beautiful things, but they don't
You
really
know,
act
back
about
it
it. They
up.
don't
Yeah.
really care actually. So unfortunately, yeah, us as individuals, we have to do our best not to contaminate the environment and not to bother wildlife in general. For example, if you have a boat and you're going on a boat, then maybe not bother these animals and not approaching them and everything, because for example, when they are babies, they don't really like to be approached by humans. But yeah, I think the biggest threats are more like things that can be um, like mitigated by governments in general, and this is, yeah, it's not really the case.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the Bottlenose Dolphin Research Institute that you're working in at the moment, and what do you do now? What are your projects?
Yeah. So the abbreviation of our institute is the BDRI. We are carrying two big lines, which are like research and education. So I do a lot of education, which is we are receiving a lot of students every year coming from multiple parts of the world, and it's very nice we are teaching students how we collect data on marine mammals and what we do with the data and how we publish our data, etc. And then we are doing research really at the same time. So we are doing a lot of field research, collecting a lot of data on the behavior of dolphins, but also porpoises and whales, really all marine mammals we can find. We also have projects on otters because we have
Wow.
some Arabian otters in our study area. And I'm really focusing on, I really like the social aspect, like the social lives of the dolphins. So I'm really focusing on that at the moment.
Yeah.
But we have different lines of research, and we are doing a lot of things on ecology, on behavior. Yeah, so we are doing a lot of things really.
Really interesting. And are the young people that you are teaching receptive? Are they really keen? Are they really excitable about what you're doing and wanting to get involved?
Yeah, we are very fortunate to receive a lot. We are receiving like about 100 students a year, so it's quite a lot. They're coming from different parts of the world, and they are usually very interested, very motivated. So most of the time they come, they don't know anything about dolphins. They just know they like
Yeah.
dolphins, and they want to have like a first experience with research. And yeah, we are very lucky to work with very motivated individuals, and it's very nice to teach them what we know about research and these animals.
And tell me, have you ever witnessed anything like really unforgettable, something that's really changed you or made you think, wow, I'm so glad I'm doing this job?
Well, I don't think there is just a special event. I just think that I'm like glad and I'm happy every day to be able to do this work because I'm surrounded by people that share the same passion,
Yeah.
the same yeah. And so to be able to be with people, even if they don't know like whether they are students or just my colleagues, to be able to share these precious moments with them, for me, it's like amazing. And so it's more than 10 years that I've been working here at BDRI, and I have to say that I'm very happy about it. And I feel very, like very lucky to be here,
Yeah.
because I can live my dream and I can
Yeah, you're doing, after all, you're
do
doing what
all
you
this
really, yeah, what you want
research.
to do. Your dream, what you always wanted to do.
So,
It must be, I mean, I've we see the
yeah,
dolphins all
so I
around in the bay.
really
Have
like
you
it.
been to Gibraltar? Have you been to
Yes, I've been once, and I've met yes, I've met Louis and Melanie of the Nautilus
Nautilus?
project, and yeah, we did, yeah,
That was my next question.
it was
What's your
very rich and
connection, yeah, with the Nautilus project?
very yeah. So actually, Louis and Melanie, so from the Nautilus project, contacted us some years ago. I can't remember when exactly, um, because they wanted us to give them a course about strandings, because sometimes we do have, cetaceans that strand on the beach, or and so as an education center, we also give courses, and so we happened to go to Gibraltar to give a course to the
Ah,
Nautilus project team. And so we were very lucky to meet these amazing people, and they show us around and everything, and they show their, their institute, and it was very, very nice to meet them. And so we are in touch, and then we did other projects. For example, they created the Orcinus app to be able to
that's
track
right.
the orcas
Yeah.
around the Iberian Peninsula. Yeah, so we've been in touch ever since, and it's been very nice
Good.
to be in
Well,
contact with them.
thank you so much for. It's just a quick little podcast. I'm very happy that you've told us about it. And yeah, I know your website is bdri.com. Is that right?
Right. Yeah, that's
So I
correct.
will tag it, and then everybody can have a look and see at the work you're doing. And thank you very much again for being with me today, Severine. And all the best of luck.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank
Okay.
you.
Take care.
Thank you for joining us today on the Nautilus Project podcast. Here in Gibraltar, at the gateway between the Atlantic and the Mediterranean, we're proud to keep exploring, learning, and protecting the marine world that connects us all. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, share the podcast, and leave us a review. It really helps more ocean-minded people find us. You can also follow our work, from citizen science initiatives to seagrass restoration, by visiting our website or connecting with us on social media. Together, we can inspire change and safeguard our blue planet, one story at a time. Until next time, keep curious, keep connected, and keep making waves for the ocean.